NTR.
Find out how to get more leads and more cash for your home-based business. Learn more. Visit neothinkradio.com and click on the banner that says, Get Them Now.
Next year, Atlas Limousine will be celebrating 20 years in the business. They serve over 1,000 cities worldwide, and their staff is available 24 hours a day. From personal to corporate, Atlas Limo offers many choices for your transport pleasure. Sedans, stretch limos, SUVs, vans, minibuses, they even have party buses up to 55 passengers. With excellent customer care and so many choices, it's no wonder Atlas Limo is celebrating 20 years in the business. Celebrate with them. Phone Atlas Limousine and Sedan Services at 1-888-266-2852. That's 1-888-266-2852. Or visit atlaslimo.com. Let them know that Neothink Radio sent you.
Gold. I love it. I actually put it on my face every day. A Live Max Revolution 24-karat gold anti-aging serum. You know, I'm celebrating 50 years of life this year. I'm the oldest of 6 siblings, and guess what? I have less wrinkles on my face than any one of them put together. So try the anti-aging serum that I use. It's for men and women. Get a hold of my friend, Tom Sylvia, at Sylvia Enterprises. Tom has a lot more amazing products and services to share with you. Just go to ntrtalk.com and click on the picture of the woman with the beautiful skin.
NTR.
And welcome to NTR Radio, on the road to the White House. I'm Steve Fagan, your host. This show offers you the opportunity to hear ordinary people talk about an alternative system to move our lives forward and live happily, even with prosperity. Making all the people rich, including the poor. That's right, making all the people rich, including the poor. You probably ask, well, how can this happen? Well, listeners, the answer is the 12 Visions Party. Now, I'd like for you to allow the following 12 Vision Party members to come into your home, into your environments. These members will explain to you the ways you can live the life you are meant to live, because each of you deserve a life of wealth, romantic love, good health, and prestige. The 12 Visions Party world. So without further ado, sit back, relax, listen, because this evening you're going to hear the national officers talking further detail about the prime law, which I'm going to read right now to start our meeting off. So listen very carefully, and then we're going to get into the program. The prime law, the fundamental of protection. The purpose of human life is to prosper and live happily. The function of government is to provide the conditions that let individuals fulfill that purpose. The prime law guarantees these conditions by forbidding the use of initiatory force, fraud, or coercion by any person or group against any individual, property, or contract. Article 1. No person, group of persons, or government shall initiate force, threat of force, or fraud against any individual self, property, or contract. Article 2. Force is morally and legally justified only for protection from those who violate Article 1. Article 3. No exception shall exist for Articles 1 and 2. Now, you've just heard some very powerful words, words that are going to be a foundation for the 12 Visions Party. And you know what is a good way to start off this evening's call and our information is to have a discussion on the prime law. What is the prime law? Where are these words coming from? What is the meaning of these words? Let's put some life into these words so we understand how the 12 Visions Party is going to move forward from this concrete foundation, the prime law. So to help me discuss this area tonight, I've asked the chairman of the National 12 Visions Party, Mr. Michael Dilworth, along with our national committee, which is going to be comprised of Tom Cary, Larry Wert, Loren and Karlton Roberts. Just join us this evening to discuss in detail what is the prime law, what do the words mean, how do we put life into those words. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Mr. Michael Dilworth. Michael.
Thank you, Steve, and I'm glad we're talking about the prime law because that is basically what the 12 Visions Party is founded on, the prime law. And in the preamble, I believe the preamble states probably some of the most important things in the prime law. In the very first line, the purpose of human life is to prosper and live happily. Now, one thing that I've said in the past is that many people agree that the prime law should be the fundamental law, the prime law of the land. However, I don't believe that everybody totally agrees on every specific part of the prime law. And I want to start with that very first line. The purpose of human life is to prosper and live happily. Now, I'm going to ask my fellow officers here of the 12 Visions Party if they disagree with that, or if they can even imagine disagreeing with that. How about you, Larry? What do you think?
Oh, I agree totally with that. The purpose of human life is to prosper and live happily, and it's up to each individual to determine how they prosper and what makes them live a happy life.
Karlton, what do you think? Do you think the purpose of human life is to prosper and live happily?
Most definitely. That is the reason why we were created, to continue creating and bringing value to this world. The prime law gives us the tools and the mechanism to fulfill that and make that happen. If we had the prime law in place, then all the craziness that we see our world going through right now would not exist. So the prime law is something that we need to adhere to, and the thing that I want to add to it is that this is something that as our listening audience can take into account and start fulfilling that in your own household today. Start living by the prime law today. Don't just wait until we have the TVP president in place.
Thank you, Karlton. Let me ask Tom Cary, what do you think about the purpose of human life?
Well, I wish I could add more to this because what Karlton and Larry and you have already said is excellent. All I can do is reflect on my own life, and I know that when I was growing up, I was always told that I could be anybody I want, I could do anything I wanted. But as I grew and became a teenager and a young man, I found out that there were limitations placed on those. And the prime law takes away those limitations. It allows us to do what human beings were meant to do, and that is indeed to prosper and live happily and continue life year after year.
Thank you, Tom. I can't imagine human life being for anything else other than prospering and living happily. So I think that first line is really right on. Now, the second line in the preamble of the prime law, some people may not always agree on, or they may not interpret the same way. And that is, the function of government is to provide the conditions that let individuals fulfill that purpose. Again, the purpose of human life is to prosper and live happily. So basically what it's saying there is the only valid, real purpose of government is to provide the conditions to the humans to prosper and live happily. Now, I know some people may not swallow that when they first hear it. So let me ask Steve, what do you think when you hear that?
Well, I think basically I've got to get rid of old ideas. When I hear the purpose of government, obviously I hear in my head old records or old programs. The purpose of government is to put restrictions, to put rules and regulations. And it's basically I just hear old ideas that I was taught in school and I was taught by family and cohorts. And basically I have to